What's up? What's going on? We're back talking NFL Week 7 FanDuel picks. Let's get into it, not wasting any time. We'll go over the over-unders and a little more. Let's do this. Let's go. So we're going over to the Sharp app. We're looking at this right here. NFL Sunday Million, 300,000 the first. And then, of course, the prizes break down after that. We're looking... right here on the Sharp app. We'll go on into that. Talking about that first game, Tampa Bay, Carolina. 39-point total. 13 spread in Tampa Bay's favor. Could be a blowout right there. Probably stay away from this due to the low point total. Might have some like Mike Evans in there or something like that. But for the most part, I think we're going to stay away from this game. You got Atlanta, Cincinnati, 47-point total. -6 in Bengals' favor on the spread, which I like a little bit of that game. 49-point total over here on Detroit and Dallas. Dak Prescott will be back for this game. That's going to get CeeDee Lamb's usage up there. They're probably going to be one of the higher owned persons on the slate. So, going on to the next game, you got New York Giants and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Spread, not big difference in the spread. 43.5-point total. Colts and Tennessee, 42-point total. Spread -2.5 in Tennessee favor. Green Bay and Washington, I like this game, even though the low point total of 41.5. I think maybe Robinson gets a couple good run touchdowns, or a run touchdown they get up, and then Rodgers is going to have to air it out like Dubs with a Kai being out. So keep an eye on this game right here. We got Browns and Baltimore Ravens. I like Jackson this week. Highest price quarterback on the slate, but I like to go with Jackson this week. I think he could have one of those 30 or 40 fantasy point games against Cleveland. They're favored -6.5 on the spread, 45.5-point total, so I like that game. Denver versus Jets. Like to get to the Jets defense here. Denver with Russell Wilson not going to be playing. Going to be Brent Ricken, I believe his name. So, even though Russell Wilson been playing, that backup quarterback could get the job done better. That might favor me a little off the Jets defense, but I still like the Jets defense this week. One of the lowest point totals on the week also. You got Houston and Las Vegas Raiders, 45.5-point total. -7 on the spread in Raiders' favor. They should have Adams and Carr getting this one done here, no problem. Next game, Seattle Seahawks and the Chargers, -5 spread, 50.5-point total. Probably it's going to be the highest point total on the evening, I believe. So, it's going to the Chargers, but Herbert hadn't really looked good. Maybe this is the game that he can get it together. A Herbert stack doesn't look bad at all, but also think Seattle could have a good run. This should be a real high-scoring game. I think it's going to go over the 40 or the 50.5 total. I think we're going to see like a 30-something to 20-something finish probably. Maybe 28 to 30 or something like that. I think it's going to go over this point total. So, last game on this slate, Chiefs and 49ers, 49-point total. Should be a close one here. I'll have some exposure to this slate, or this game right here. So, getting on over to the ownership rankings right now. CeeDee Lamb coming in at 24.9% owned. Josh Jacobs up there also at 22.5 almost. Mark Andrews, he's questionable right now, but they're looking at a 20% ownership if he is able to go. Joe Mixon, 17.6 right now. Kenneth Walker, I do like Kenneth Walker. That ownership is 17%. Might have me getting a little off on Kenneth Walker right there. Tyler Lockett is questionable. He's coming in at 16%. You got the Jets coming in at a 14.5 or 14.2% on the defense. So probably gonna have to get around to a different defense. Going on down a little, Jamar Chase there looks interesting, around 12%. And the quarterback I like right now, Lamar Jackson, coming in at 11.7. You can go on down, Breece Hall's coming in right there, 10.3. Having some good back-to-back weeks, 7,600. His price is starting to get on up there. Geno Smith coming in 9.1. You got Travis Kelce, who's probably going to be the main tight end that I'm going to look to, especially if Andrews sits. And to get that lower ownership anyway, I'm probably going to lean toward Kelce this week at 6.6, 8,300. He has the highest price tight end on the slate. So you got Broncos coming in at 6% right there. I like a Mike Williams at 6%, especially if Allen's still out. Running back with Herbert. Throw your Jets defense and Kelce in there. Then get different somewhere else. Could do that stack. You got Henry coming in at 5.7 at a 9,200. If you're spending up for Henry and Kelce, you're going to have to go real low on the other players. I think this is a slate where you want to get probably cheaper running backs and then lean a little heavier, higher priced wide receivers on this slate. And I think you're going to have that Kelce in your lineup to get this thing done. Who I do like here, if you're running Jackson and Bateman plays at a 4.7, Bateman's ceiling, it can get on up there probably. So he coming back after some rest, and hopefully that injury is good and he's good to go. Getting on down here in this interesting James Robertson looks pretty interesting, 5,800, 4%. Also, Travis wouldn't be a bad play also. Nick Chubb still coming in low on 3.7, going against Baltimore right here. If he can get a couple, like an early touchdown and get up and get some running work, 3.7 Chubb is not bad. Going on down a little more even. If you want to get like cheap at tight end, K-Dot would probably be your best option. 3.7 if you want to save and get the ownership lessened out. Also David right there at 3.3 wouldn't be a bad one also, but he's a little 5,700. So can get a little different here and there. Now, Jamal Williams expected to be the backup to Swift. Swift's expected to go at 2.7. If Swift is out, if he rolled out, then expect that ownership to bump up right there. Pretty much what I'm seeing right there. We're going to try to build a lineup in real quick. So you got go to quarterback first. You got Jackson, who I like right there. Of course, in that high-scoring Kansas City and San Francisco game, you could go Mahomes here. I'm probably going to stick away from it. And Herbert also looks interesting. Good matchup. That should be a high-scoring game. That's going to be one of the highest projected scoring games on the thing. So say we want to do a Herbert stack. Down below Herbert, Carr, You got Prescott coming back in a favorable matchup, but I'm probably going to stay away from it. He didn't look good when he started the season, and then he comes back from an injury. Even the matchup good, I still don't like it. Could bite me though, but of course you got Tom Brady, who should do fairly good against Carolina. If I was going Tom Brady, I'd run it back with stack with Mike Evans. You got Matt Ryan right there. I don't mind a Matt Ryan stack with Pittman Jr. there. Jared Goff. The matchup ain't great, but good running back with Brown. Garoppolo and Ayuk wouldn't be a bad stack. Still want to get lower. Rodgers. Good matchup here. Rodgers and Dobbs would be my stack if I went that way. You got Geno Smith. Also good right there. And I think, let's say Herbert. Herbert hadn't been having good games at all here. I'm going to stay off of Herbert. And I'm going to get his opponent, Geno Smith, there. Now, running this lineup, you probably want to get Kelsey right there. And so you're running this so far. Can go on and go over. Try to pair him up with a receiver right here. So Tyler Lockett is questionable. So there's a really good chance that he will play. So I like Lockett if he does play. If not, I'm leaning more toward Metcalf. For right now, we'll put Lockett in there. Their price is very similar, so it wouldn't be hard to swap out. We'll leave 100 on the table if we need at least 100, and then we can swap that out. Now, if we're going that route, and we say, because the Chargers are not good against the run, so I'm going to go find Kenneth Walker here. I know he's going to be higher ownership. We'll go back and look at it. Kenneth Walker's coming in at 17% right there. And then we got Geno Smith was down here. It's coming in at 9-1. But and of course you got Travis Kelce is a little lower on projection this week. So starting out like this, if you want to go with another Geno stack in an interesting game matchup here, where he could get some good looks and Walker get a couple of touchdowns, I think, against this Chargers team, which is ranked 23rd on rush rank. So definitely a good matchup for Kenneth Walker. Now where I want to go now is probably to save some salary. And who I like here at wide receiver, to save a little bit of salary, we go over to the Green Bay game. And would run it with Romeo Doubs. Should get a lot of work. You got some of the receivers missing right there. Of course you got see if I can find him here. Alan Lazard right there. Could go with him. I like to save the salary and get Dobbs. You're saving about $800 to roll with Dobbs instead of Lazard. So, and then you got Cobb out also, so Dobbs should get a little more run. So if you're starting a bid like this, you still got a good amount per player still, 62.50. Now we look back at running back, you could get Henry in there and still have 52.67. Go a little cheaper on defense, and you can get a pretty good stack like that. I'm probably gonna lean more. Jonathan Taylor looks interesting here. The opponent matchup is not terrible. 8,000 Jonathan Taylor. I don't mind getting to that. Little technical difficulties going on there, so we're back now. I was checking on Romeo Dubs, and we had that trouble right there. He's coming in 5.9% on, so I'm still liking that play for a lower on person right there, or a player, I'm sorry. But let's get on back into this. Still looking for that other running back we want to run with. Dobbins on the IR. Kenyon Drake in a good matchup. Looks interesting. I would favor it more to Lamar Jackson running, though, than Kenyon Drake. Even though you come and look at this, he did have a great game. Last week, 19 fantasy points. He's still priced pretty well down there. Gus Edwards is also, I believe, questionable here. Let's see. They've activated him off the pub list on Saturday, so he could be able to play, but I don't think they're going to run him back out there that quick, especially with Drake coming off a good game right there. So you could go Kenyon Drake. Let's do that for now. I don't really like it a whole lot. But you still got 6,100, and you ain't got your defense in there yet. So let's look at defense real quick. Of course, you got the Jets you could run with. Denver going to be using a backup quarterback, which might probably be even better than Russell Wilson at this point. But besides that, you might have to go with the Jets. I don't really like any of these teams as far as defense this week. Cowboys, no. Tampa Bay, spend up on it. Titans, Indiana. Let's go with the Titans. Be a little different here. Projected ownership on Tennessee. Let me see if I can find that real quick. %5 ownership expected on Tennessee Titans. It's a lot lower than the Jets. The matchup is good, especially against the run. They're not done terrible, but of course you got the Jets. Have been playing excellent. I'm just gonna go back to the Jets. Everybody's gonna be running. They're gonna be about 15 to 20% on. I may switch it back over to Tennessee later on, but let's see what kind of build we can get right here. Wide receiver, you're leaving wide receiver and flex. We got about 7 apiece. Could go Lamb, but he's going to be really high owned, so I'm kind of looking for somebody a little lower owned. Kind of interested to see what Adams would be owned here. Coming at 8.2. I don't like it a whole lot, but against Houston, that would leave us 5,500 in the flex. So leaving 5,500 in the flex. And then we still want to save, I'll say 5,400 because we still want to save room if we need to change Lockett out to Metcalf later, if Lockett is sitting. So we'll leave that spare 100 at least. And I mean, you got Samuel down here. Didn't have a great game last week. I'm not really liking any of this. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do something besides Adams here. I don't think we can spend up that far. You could go Chase, coming off a good game. You got Williams with the run back. See how he's been playing. Good matchup. Williams if Allen is out wouldn't be bad. Could eat the chalk on CD Lamb here. Fantastic matchup. Dak coming back. So save about 900 off of Adams if you do that. It's gonna get you a better flex play. Mike Evans, we got him wrong last week. But going back to the well, maybe we can get him right this week. Against the Panthers, good matchup. Let's say we can plug Mike Evans in there. So I went ahead and changed out Jets to Tennessee Titans. Or I could fit Bateman in here, and then still have $100 if we needed to change around Lockett. More than likely, before this game start, I'm probably going to be looking at maybe a different running back. Possibly changing Lockett out for Metcalf, and Bateman, seeing if he plays or not. If he don't play, probably get his backup and then look around somewhere else. So Bateman, Lockett, possibly Evans and Drake could be changed out of this lineup. Maybe change back to the Jets here. But for right now, that's how we're rolling this one. Going to go on and enter it in, but make sure before the game start tomorrow, y'all look at these questionable tags, see who's playing. If Lockett's out, you want to probably get Metcalf in there. Bateman out, probably want to get his replacement, or maybe you want to spend up at Evans, get somebody cheaper here, or vice versa. So alright, so we're going over the Slate Taker plays of the week. Starting off first with the lock of the week, Lamar Jackson, coming in on ownership projection of 11.7%. Price on FanDuel 8,800. Matchup, great on the matchup. Next, we got the Slate Taker key of the week. Usually we'll do a stack right here in the key, but this week we're going Travis Kelce, 6.6% ownership projection, 8,300 on FanDuel. The matchup is not great, but we're talking Kelce in a high-scoring game, and we're talking Mahomes, Kelce connection, you know. So next we'll talk about the Slate Taker of the week. Looking at that lower owned person, Romeo Doubs come to mind. Ownership 5.9%. Price 5,800. You got Cobb is out, so Dobbs should get some more opportunities, a couple more targets. Matchup is there. So that's the Slate Taker plays of the week. Then we'll go on over and we're talking about the golden ticket Slate Taker play of the week, and you can only put one in there, but we're gonna go with Michael Pittman Jr. from the Indianapolis Colts. I trust Matt Ryan in this game. So the ownership 2.8%, price 7,500 on FanDuel. The matchup is there. So Michael Pittman Jr., the golden ticket player of the week. Alright, thanks for watching the channel. As always, make sure y'all like and comment and subscribe. But you gotta hit those post notices to know when I'll be back with new content. Let me know below what y'all want to see on the channel. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Check that video out right here, and we'll get into it again.